I think the best education for you for any trading, it teaches you how to build a system.
Okay.
Like the news or Apple went up or Elon Musk said that, or that kind of things is good, and sometimes you can get this right. But ask yourself, can you repeat this one or not? Can you build a system for trading for a living?
Sitting down today with Andrew Aziz in Vancouver, one of the best traders I know in Vancouver. So good to sit down with you and looking forward to talk trading again.
Well, thank you so much for coming. This would be our third podcast, I think, together.
It's been a couple, maybe 4 or so. Yeah, we'll leave the last one we did in the summer. We did one also at the office. I'll leave it link in the corner over here if you can check it out. We talk about a bit more about kind of how you're trading these days and stuff. Today I want to go back on your journey. I want to kind of understand where you were at before trading and how trading changed you and kind of what you're doing these days from there. So walk me through how was Andrew Aziz before trading?
So I was an engineer. So when I was growing up, I have this traditional path of study well, go to a good university, get a good degree, come here get a scholarship as a PhD. I did my really good PhD in science and engineering, and I got a job, but I got laid off from my job. I lost my job, and after how many years of 13 years of school with a very good degree, I got laid off from my job, and it's very famous that I still have actually the layoff letter that I got laid off in the office. And I said, okay, I gotta change my career and path, and just one board meeting somewhere in a different city can change your life forever. So that's why I got into trading seriously. I was trading before, like about a year before I got laid off. I was having a little bit of money trading, trying to learn that. But when I got laid off, that was the aha moment that I really need to change that. And trading allowed me to have the life that I always dreamed of. I always wanted to travel when I'm young. I always wanted to travel when I have money. I always wanted to travel when I have free time, the way that I like to travel. And that's the life that I always wanted to have.
What was it about trading that fascinated you at first? Was it the market itself? Was it more kind of making money at home, or what part of it did you like?
I think making money at home with one click for half an hour, that was like first trade. That was like something like $400. And I said, what? I made more than I make as an engineer for the whole day in 30 minutes. And that was the aha moment. But nature of trading was interesting for me. Right. Like it's like a video game. It's like a pattern recognition, game that I used to play video games. And I still do time to time. So that was something that I said, okay, I really like to do this because I connect with this activity. A lot of people don't.
Did you have luck at first, or how did you learn trading?
So when I was working as an engineer, I used to have a colleague, which my boss, Brian Pezim. He was trading sometimes, in the office I was seeing him, he had some of these open. And then I asked him, okay, what are these? And then he started telling me, okay, these are the stocks, this is how you buy. And then he got me into trading. And then he said, there are some chat room and communities that I'm part of it. And then I joined with him and I started learning. So that's how it started. Actually, Brian and I are still, after 12 years, we still trade together in the morning every single day.
I had an interview with Brian a few weeks ago. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
you saw it before. Yeah. Cool guy.
Yeah. So he's a really cool guy. He's retired now, but he's still very sharp. He's waking up early in the morning, is ready, trades is just, it's amazing, yeah.
How did your trading change over time? Was it the same thing you kind of learned from day one you're still doing today, or did you adapt and kind of change?
Pretty much, like the basics of my trading is still the same. Like the patterns, the opening range breakouts that I'm trading has been known for like almost 40 years now, and I still do that. I did make adjustment on that, so I traded nicer, more accurate, with a little bit of a better, indicators out there. But the basics of my trading is still the same.
A lot of people expect that to make money trading, you gotta have like a fancy or like a secret strategy to be able to make it. Like you have something you said worked for multiple years. Walk me through kind of how you make something simple work in the market long term.
So the reality here is that you really don't need something very complex. You can have a complex, system, but even algo trading, even AI, even a lot of these big firms, I've talked to some of their quants that they're developing these algos. They said, we're really looking at simple things like, wait for half an hour, 30 minutes, and then the breakout of the 30 minutes, or look at the, variation band and go long or go short if it breaks out. It's not really that complex. Yeah. People like to take it complex, but as long as you find the pattern As long as you have a good system to recognize that pattern and execute that pattern, I think that's enough if you do good risk management. And you can be like 75% of the time wrong. You can have an accuracy of only 25%. But if you let the winners run and your losses is small, you can be profitable. It's proven. It has been research on that.
Do you like to have overall a higher kind of reward in your trades and a higher win rate?
Yes, and I'm really not good at it. I really take partials too early. I really don't let things. A lot of time I can have like 5 to 7 to 10 to risk to reward, but I usually end my day with 3 to 1 risk to reward. So and that's something that I have to work on it myself.
Yeah, it's interesting how in trading you kind of have to spot your mistakes and your flaws too and kind of work on them. I think a lot of people don't think about this too much. They like to do like follow strategies, follow other tips, but they don't look at how they perform and kind of what things is special to them.
Yeah, it's all about you connecting with your discipline, connecting with yourself, and trying to be consistent in everything that you do. The successful traders that I know, they're very consistent in life, in diet, in exercise, in their passions, and they're very consistent people. And trading. Same thing. It's a high-performing act that you have to be connected with yourself, be very disciplined, and that's how you see the real benefit of it in the long term.
I feel like I asked you the same question like a year ago, but how do you build that consistency in someone who's not consistent? How do you get them to be more consistent?
You have to. I think it's a very difficult question. I don't think there's a really easy answer to that. This different for different people. But building small habits, I think it's very important. Like the routine. One of the things that I really like about trading is to build a really good routine for my day. I have to wake up at this time. I have to be behind my station at this time, and I have to, perform like this.
Yeah.
Building these small habits is very important, and it starts from, okay, I'm not gonna drink during the week, or I'm not gonna eat anything after 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Or I'm not gonna have like sugar in my day. Like these small habits help you to really get into the bigger things. Same as professional athletes. I don't think like Cristiano Ronaldo or other big athletes, they are not consistent in their sleep or diet or day-to-day activity. They have a really good consistent routine.
Was there a time when you felt like you wanted to quit trading?
Many times, yeah, many. Almost every year happens a few times that, recently like in the Liberation Day, I had a really bad loss. 2 weeks ago, I had a really bad loss that, I wanted to, maybe I don't have it anymore. Maybe I should just find something else. Maybe I should just do the rental property or something. Yeah, it happens all the time. But over time, I really, realized that I can make it back. And I really wanted this lifestyle. I really enjoy my station. Like, I'm in love with my working station that you see behind. Not everybody that goes to work can fall in love with their station. I just love it.
Yes, now the office is like a place where you don't want to be at or you don't want to work, but it's kind of the opposite when you have that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, sometimes, for example, in the buildings, I come in the morning, there's some issues with the elevator, I can't get there. I get angry that, I cannot get to the office, I'm going to miss trading. Like, I could go say, I'm going to go back to bed, but no, I just love it. I love to come and see what the market is doing, especially with the community that we're having is really fun.
Right. Well, I'm surprised to hear that you feel like you want to quit multiple times a year. Like, is it something that you would think people have when they start trading, like when they have a really big loss, like in the very beginning? But how do you maintain that kind of passion for trading? Does it come back naturally to you, or?
I think I never really lost the purpose of my trading. That I wanted the freedom, I wanted the travel, I wanted the climbing. Like people eventually can travel when you're retired and you're 70 years old, but I don't want to travel young. So whenever things go bad and they're really hard on me, I try to remember myself by looking at the pictures, by looking at my Instagram, by looking at my journey. That look what trading has offered me, and let's work on it. Let's not lose hope. Let's make it work.
So it's all a game of mindset. It's being able to bring yourself back up when you have like lows or when you have tough times.
Yeah. It has been research on the psychology that when you're going through the hard time, to try to reconnect with your purpose. That what's your purpose? In life. Supporting your family. Being a good dad, being a good mother, and that helps you to avoid substance abuse, avoid addiction, avoid depression by reconnecting with your purpose. Religion, for example, like a lot of people who are religious. The religion helps them to find the purpose and drive. Spirituality, these are all really good things for you to have.
Could you compare trading to, let's say, like a really tough run, or like climbing Mount Everest, which you did a few years back? Is it the same kind of amount of effort? Like you feel like you want to quit, then you have to continue and kind of push through it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the battle with your mind. So it's for climbing the big mountains like Everest, they say it's the conquer of the mind and not the conquer of the mountain. Same as trading. It's a much shorter, decision-making process.
Yeah.
But you have to conquer your mind that do not take that unnecessary trade. Like today, for example, I took a trade, I was profitable. There was another trading opportunity came, and in front of everyone in the camera, I just hit myself to do not take that trade. Do not take that trade. Everybody was laughing, but I was fighting with myself that you don't need to take that trade. And I'm glad that I did it because it was not really working. So fighting with your fear, fighting with your greed, these are helpful.
Yeah, the other thing, like you mentioned, is being able to not overtrade too, like not go beyond what you're really good at. How do you prevent yourself from doing that?
Sometimes, it's a joke, but sometimes I don't have it here, but I used to have a handcuff in my office that after the trade, I quickly put that, because the second trade hasn't showed itself. So I quickly put the handcuff and I say, okay, I'm not going to trade until, I don't have that. It's a joke. But for me, when I'm trading with the community, I'm announcing it in the community and people watching me, like 1,000 people are watching me, and I say, I'm not going to trade, and then people hold me accountable. But walking away is the best thing. This is like an addiction that you see. It's like a gambling addiction. It's like a sugar addiction. It's like drug addiction. You have to walk away, otherwise you can go down.
What do you see as the common mistakes that your students make the most? Like, is it overtrading? Is there something else that they tend to kind of mess on? Or
I think one of the big common mistakes that people have is that they don't get proper education. Like I see very little good educational content on YouTube. There's so many trading materials in there, and when you watch them, you don't really get a systematic, education to help you build a strategy. So they trade without a strategy.
What's for you good education? Is it just like learning a strategy on YouTube, or what contains what makes a good education?
I think the best education for you for any trading, it teaches you how to build a system.
Okay.
Like the news or Apple went up or Elon Musk said that, or that kind of things is good, and sometimes you can get this right. But ask yourself, can you repeat this one or not? Can you build a system for trading for a living? And for a system, you need to have very clear identification of your setup, execution of your setup, and again, tuning your setup and going back. Like it's the process. So do you have all of them? Just because somebody mentioned something or somebody tweeted something and you made money, you're not a trader. Because can you repeat that consistently to make a living?
And also, I would maybe add to that, like how to react, because there's always going to be things that you don't predict or you don't understand, and then the way you react to these things can kind of shape your trading overall too.
Yeah, exactly. Like even professional gamblers, like poker or like blackjack, they have a system based on the probability.
Yeah.
So they try to play the system, with the rules that they have. It's very different from a roulette, in the casino that you just. It's just random. You try to build a, system out of randomness and probability.
How do you structure? Do you keep any track of your trades in a journal, or how do you?
Yeah, I do have a journal. We do have a journal at Trading Terminal. We build a journal for our traders, and journal is the most thing. But the most important one is your equity curve. You see how it's going. That's the final, thing that you look in the mirror. You see, okay, am I fat or not, or your equity curve is going up or not?
Right. Interesting. How much work do you put into improving your current results? Like, let's look at your equity curve. You see it's kind of going up. Do you just leave it like this? Do you try to find ways to improve it?
I have stopped improving my strategy for a few years now. I'm trading in the last few years, same strategy. The only thing that I'm trying to get the better result is using leverage better. But my system is still the same. So what do I mean by leverage? So you can trade Tesla, or you can trade Tesla on leverage, or you can trade Tesla options, calls or puts, or you can trade TSLL or leverage products of it. So use of leverage can magnify your return. So I'm playing around with how to actually can use the leverage to increase my profit.
Right.
But the downside of that is that leverage can also wipe out a lot of your gains as well. So I'm playing around with that.
I'm seeing that traders tend to be on like two different levels. They're either like risking too much, usually like in the beginning, or they're kind of risking too little. Like they could increase their size or increase their risk. What do you fall on that kind of spectrum?
I think my biggest losses have always been from one or two bad trades on excessive leverage.
Right.
So I have 99% of my profits coming, and that 1% is just wipes out years and months of my profit. So sticking to that maximum loss or working on yourself, accepting that that trade didn't work for you, I think is very important. My system, if it's my system that's not working, very small losses shows that my equity carry is low. But if my system is going up and then suddenly a drop, it means that I have those risk management that usually comes from my mental, decision making is the problem.
Yeah. Do you find like traveling affects how you trade, or does it help you trade better?
Traveling doesn't help my trading much because when I'm traveling, I don't have that system.
Yeah.
So, and that system is very important because I'm very comfortable with the tools that I have. When I'm traveling, my setup is smaller, my internet is shakier, and usually my time zone is nothing. And I'm usually on the go. So I really love when I make most of my money when I am at the office.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's fun to trade. Like it's really fun to be able to trade. But when I'm traveling, I'm not really pushing my limits in trading. Don't take big size, and I'm okay with like half an hour.
What would be the advice you would tell someone who says, I want to become like you one day, I want to be able to trade and travel, or like trade a few hours a day and then be able to make this my main income? What advice would you give them?
I would say that give yourself 6 months evaluation period. Do 3 months of simulation. Learn, trading from a book or community or YouTube that you think that system is matching you. I know, for example, you were doing a lot of price action and currency, and now you're doing stocks. And there are different group of people that have different products. Stick to one of them that you think is best. Learn the strategy. 3 months of simulation is very important because you have to go through the phases of the market.
Right.
There are some weeks that are really amazing. There are some weeks that are really choppy. So you have to go to that 3 months. And after 3 months, if you see the progress, you know it by then that you can or you cannot. And then at the next 3 months, go with a live account or one of these funded account challenges with a smaller share size and see if you can actually get a payout out of that.
How hard is it for someone to go into simulation? Do you have to kind of convince them to go there? I feel like a lot of people don't want to go and use a demo account, a simulation account. They want to go straight to live.
They all start with trading live because they're all at the work or someone say, hey, buy this, and they do. And then, but the smart ones quickly realize that, okay, this is dangerous. I have no difficulty convincing my followers and community to trade on simulator. And I think the smart people should realize that really fast.
Right.
It's like jumping into the water without knowing how to swim. So people know that this is not a good idea.
How do you know when you're ready to make trading your full-time income?
Depends on your lifestyle. Like my lifestyle is pretty expensive. So your lifestyle might be living in Asia, might be cheaper. So it really depends on the people and depending how much money you have. I would not recommend trading for full-time. I highly recommend people to have a second stream of income or another main business. Even for you and I, our education, content is part of our other things that we're doing. And trading is not the only thing that we're doing. And I'm highly recommending that people do not try to become a full-time trader. Because it's hard, it's boring, it doesn't give you satisfaction.
That's true. It makes a buffer too, and it kind of fills your time, because what else do you want to do? Like 2 hours a day trading, then you're done, and it's very hard to feel.
If you don't have anything else to do, you keep overtrading. You start overtrading and you're ruining your own trading.
Definitely. What do you see is coming up next year in terms of the market? Is it going to be the same as this year? Is it going to change, or do you plan to adapt in some ways?
I am very hopeful that the market is going to stay extremely volatile and you can make really good trading opportunities. I think this AI boom shows itself next year. If the things are coming, and if not coming, they're going to probably correct. So we either have volatility to the upside or to the downside. And you see that right now the market has been toppy, but has been extremely volatile. So that's so great. When the company like Tesla goes up and down 5% a day, that's $1 trillion company. That means a lot of opportunities can happen on that. One thing that I'm waiting to see is how this 24 hours trading that Nasdaq wants to start in the next second quarter impacts the liquidity and the strategies. So if the liquidity starts spreading out during the 24 hours, then maybe I have to adjust my opening hours of 9:30 in the morning. But if they limit the liquidity, limit orders still to open and close the same, then maybe we really don't need to adjust anything. So, but I don't cry over something that hasn't happened yet. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Do you feel like you gotta adapt a bit more to volatility? Like, do you trade differently with volatility than no volatility, or is it kind of the same?
When the volatility of the overall market is high, and like if you're in a bear market, pandemic, or in 2022 bear market, or Liberation Day in April 2025, I usually tend to trade the indexes. ETFs like TQQQ or SPXL or TNA because the overall market is volatile. But when the overall market is less volatile and the volatility is in the pockets of companies like Tesla or Tilray or Nvidia or Oracle, then I tend to trade only those. So stock selection for me is more important. When the overall market is volatile, I tend to trade the indexes.
That makes sense. I see a lot of people that say that they go into trades these days and it kind of just reverses against them the next day. Like they're not able to like keep the trend going up. Is that a problem with like the way they manage their trades, or is that the problem with the entry itself?
When the trade goes into
it goes against them really fast, yeah.
It could be both. It really could be both, or it could be you're not giving it enough room for that. So whenever I enter a trade, almost 100% of the time, is not going right into the direction that I want. It usually pulls back a little bit. And if I have a very little stop loss, unreasonably small stop loss, then I have to get a stopped out. But if it's something reasonable and I go short and my stop loss is above in moving average or indicator, I should wait for it. And that's the nature of the market that goes back. So it could be both. You really have to talk with your mentor and review your system and see why are you getting so much stopped out? Is it because your strategy is too extended, your entry is bad, or your trade management is bad?
Right. Do you have a way for you? I know you traded the opening range breakout. Do you have a way to trade when it goes usually like when there's more reversals compared to more trends, or do you kind of do the same thing in both cases?
I think each trader must have at least one trend trading, like opening range breakout, and one counter trading, which is a reversal, because you need to be able to do with both hands. It's very important. If you have only one strategy that works only at certain condition, it's okay, but it's also very boring. You have to be very, very patient.
Yeah.
So I usually have 2 or 3 strategies. That 2 of them are breakouts, 1 of them are reversals, and I only trade those ones.
You trade both at the same time, or do you have a set of rules for when to use both?
I have a certain rules that when to use both of them. Okay. Obviously, on one single stock, you can trade both of them depending on which one shows itself. But sometimes I trade breakout on Tesla and reversal on Nvidia at the same time, depending on my account size.
Interesting. I think it's good stuff. I think it's good to see how you trade. It's good to see how you've been able to progress from before trading to after trading. It's kind of cool to see. Tell me where people can find you and connect with you after this interview.
My YouTube, we trade live. You can actually see us live trading. You can see my screen that you're seeing in the back end. You can actually see that. We do live streaming on our chat room. Also, we do have a lot of recaps, a lot of live trading recordings in my YouTube channel.
Awesome. And your books are awesome. Also, people can grab your books.
Yeah, thank you so much. My new book, The Trade Book, How to Build a Trading System, I think it's one of the most detailed books on building a trading system on a modern world. So it's very different from the older technical analysis books. And I think, in my opinion, it's the best book, but I'm biased, of course. But I highly recommend people, just only $2, just go through that. And in that book, I have examples of some of our successful traders, trade books and systems in there that you can actually see how those guys are building their system.
Yeah, I'll put those links below. People can check out the link there, and hopefully they can follow you. I know you log yourself on YouTube. You're also on social media everywhere. Bearable traders, and it's gonna be fun for them to connect with you if they're not already, and to see a bit more about how you're doing trading.